As you can see, the lower leaves are starting to fall off. The plant is going into stress.
Scorching hot temperatures and little to no rain has left farmers across Alberta and the prairies struggling to keep their crops alive.
With the dry conditions and the heat and no rain, everything has really just diminished and taken a turn for its worse.
Different province, same story. One organic oat farmer in Manitoba says she lost about a quarter of her crop due to the drought.
We had our oats were about knee high or so by the end of June. It wasn't nearly as much moisture as they would have liked. They could have grown taller, and they started heading out, so developing the grain heads a little bit earlier than they would have otherwise. But we were managing, or we thought we were managing.
The extreme drought brought in swarms of grasshoppers, which began eating away the crops, causing extensive and irreparable damage.
Maybe about a quarter of our field was entirely eaten, and you could see the grasshopper population just increasing. You'd walk through your field, just a swarm of grasshoppers kind of jumping up in our faces. So we made the decision to cut down the oats and use the oat stalks as hay to feed to the livestock because hay production is going to be drastically limited this year.
That drastically limited feed production is also the heartbreaking reason many ranchers across the prairies are being forced to sell their cattle.
For our farm particularly, we've only have a quarter of the hay that we normally produce.
And though that's just enough hay to get Paley's livestock through the winter ahead, she says that isn't the case for everyone.
Hearing farmers in the area that are starting to sell their cattle because they don't have pasture to support the livestock that they have.
And that's bad news for consumers as well.
Going forward, that means less crops to sell on the market, which means demand is going to be a lot higher and prices are going to increase potentially for the consumer as well.
The Alberta government recognizes the struggles farmers are facing and is urging the feds to implement an agri-recovery initiative to help farmers as soon as possible. In Edmonton, Laura Krause, City News.